Today is 6/14/2025/13. It is 11:19 a.m. Now, I made the first video, but she wants you to hear something else because mother is really serious. She ain't about, like she said, she ain't about to be set down second in the back of nobody no more. No, she ain't. Every man, whomever you are, you gonna know who she is when she reveals herself. But she wants you to hear this here. She is not gonna take the back seat to nothing no more. She already did that. It is time for her to be put back where she came from, as well as her daughters. You are not going to push her back and put shit, pile it up there on the top of her and her daughters no more. No, you're not. The daughters must stand, mother stand with her daughters so that these sons can stand too. We're not going to stay stagnant and behind, lagging anymore. That shit is out the window. She wants you to take your mind and she wants you to use your head. Not everybody else's. This is your mind. Pick up your mind and use it. Prehistoric. Prehistory. His history. Before his story. Before his story came about. Before he got to telling his story. Before he ever opened his mouth. Before he existed. His storytelling ass. Before he got to start the putting a pen on the paper and going and digging in caves and doing this shit. Before him. His story. Now of his story. It was his story. He said that. He printed that. He wrote that. He did that. Before himself. So how did you get this most high man, God, all of a sudden to stand somewhere that he was not? He never existed, if you want to say that, his story. Where did he come from? Where? When she was here first. Like I said, when the guy said before such and such, he could not fill in the blanks because there was a void there. So he could not say anything. The woman was there. Second time, before, there was a void there. He couldn't answer. He couldn't say nothing because he didn't exist. The woman was there. The third time, before such and such, he could not say. He did not know. He had no clue. He drew a blank. The woman was always there, and he was not. He was null, and there was a void. That was him. Null and void. Never existed before. His story. Prehistory. They talk about his story, but you don't hear his ass say prehistoric. Oh, they put that in the back seat. Talk about the prehistoric times. He can't because his ass wasn't there. So when you go to the prehistoric shit, that's what she tells my ass. His story. Then I got to tell the shit because he got to make shit up. And what little bit he does find, he alters to make it seem like his ass existed. So what king was he? prehistory. What king? He made himself a king. What King Messiah was he? He made himself that. What leader, what anything was he? His story, he made himself those things. All those names he took because he made that for himself. Mother's words, they were there before him. His story. Then he comes and alters her shit and turns it into his story. But she was already his story, before his time. If you want to talk about time, she was always here. And so was her firstborn, which was her daughters. So how in the hell do you get this king, savior, his story? He wasn't here. He was null, and he was voided, and he was not. So then he starts to write books and do all this shit and create these stories from prehistory of what he think he fucking know. So then they start to find and digging, finding bones and finding all of this, what they call artifacts and all these old things. Archaeologists, they digging and digging and digging. Ain't found nothing but women, bones and shit. Then they go dig them up and put them on display in some museum. Because that's amusing to their ass. They think that's some fucking good. Then they get to find out, oh, damn, she old as hell. Then so they find and start digging in shit. Then they get to celebrate the cosmic womb. Oh, that white motherfucking man, he knows. So let me tell you a story. Not too long ago, I went to visit South Carolina. My people originally from South Carolina. Mother was born there. Grandmother, great-grandmother, cousins, and some other family, all up and down South Carolina. Let me tell you what the white man did. Got to talking to a elder, old school. She says, back then, what could her man do? The shit that they did. He came, brought his ass into South Carolina, that area where my people were residing. They still there. He wanted to be with the black woman. So he rolls his ass into town. Set his ass right there because that's what he liked. Black woman, pussy. That's what the fuck he was after. So he comes over there and then he starts to doing shit. Now he created the mulattoes. That's what the fuck he did. So now you got these two sides of these families. I come from the darker side of it, but the mulattoes are the light-skinned ones. Some of those people, they're so light, they can pass for it as what you call white. They could either accept that side and stay over that side because it was much easier for them to live like that. Or they could say, I don't give a fuck about you. I'm going to stay over here with them. I don't give a damn. I want to be over here. So they get their option to choose which side that they wanted to be on because they had that choice. The dark-skinned ones had to stay over there because we are identifiable. But I am with the darker skinned. So that's what he did. That's what he did. He went after his woman. He was too busy up there around the women and taking up with them. That's what he did. But they really didn't get along, really. She said they fought. But see, the dark-skinned side wasn't taking all that shit either. When it was time to fight, they fought back. And they really did not suffer anything about it in South Carolina. Anyway, in Charleston, South Carolina, they did not. She told us this story. It was meant for me to hear that story. That's why I say these people that's lighter than us, that we call Gentiles, they have a part of us because they got a part of us in them because they have a piece of our blood. They just got it. They got it. He came to them. Our women then wasn't trying to go running around no white man. He brought his ass into town and set up shop around her. Now, what could her man do about that? You see that shit right there? What could he say to defend his woman? How could he defend her? If he did, then what? What would they do? Shoot him? Would they lynch him? Would they beat him up? Would they kill? What the fuck would they do to him? But it was okay for him to bring his ass to where he set up shop and start to messing around with us like that. Just coming through us and fucking our bloodline up. That shit was done intentionally. He knew what the fuck he was doing. That's why the dream said he called him, listening to him speak to me, and he said, I called you infirmity. You didn't do nothing to deserve it. That's why. Because you was doing fuck shit. And don't think you ain't going to pay for that. So it's two sides of that family. The dark skin and the lighter skin. The pale or fair, whatever you want to call yourselves these days and times. That's what happened. But there are those ones who they just know shit is fucked up. So they tend to get along with you or whatever the case may be. But they are part of the family because of that shit. We were never meant to do nothing like that. They come in set up to breed us away. So then they lighten our asses up, but they can't do but so much, you know. We do have the dominance of the genes. And then our women are the only woman that could make something else. Produce every skin tone, eye color, hair texture, hair color. Same thing with our men. Same shit. You pick up with some white woman. They create something, they make something together. And different hair tones, skin tone, eye color, period. Because we have the dominant gene to do that. So they come and mingle and interfere with us. They did that shit. Yes, they did. But the white man came into that area. The white woman, she wouldn't dare come into no area looking for no black man like that. No, she didn't. She couldn't do that. Her man dare her to do some shit like that. He would fuck her up. He know damn well she better not do nothing like that. But he could bring his ass over where our women, our family was, and set up shop and start fucking up our shit like that. Doing stupid shit like that. That's the fucked up shit that you do. Yes, you did that shit. That was okay for you to do. That's fucked up. That's some fucked up shit you did now. Don't think you ain't gonna pay for that. Start doing that shit. Yes, you did. You did that. She told me you did it. I heard it. My own two ears because she a witness to it. And they had to fight your asses and fighting the light-skinned ones. Just fighting them and shit. But the dark-skinned ones wasn't putting up with that shit, so they fought. They fought a lot. Over there in, anybody from South Carolina, over there in Petersfield. Right over there in Petersfield. Y'all got family up and down Petersfield, South Carolina. I sure do. Yes, I do. All up and down South Carolina. All up on those islands. Young's Island, Wadmalaw Island. Those are my peoples over there. Mm-hmm. And you had a place over there, a place in Salem called, you had a road called, what the hell you call that thing? Barbecue Branch. How many are people you done burnt at the stake and hung them up on trees and shit. Those were the daughters of the mother that you went up in Salem and destroyed. You killed. I know what the fuck you did. I sure do. She showed me that shit. Now, it's a place in Salem there, too. Salem, South Carolina. You got a place called Barbecue Branch. He was hanging our people up there and burning the women at the stake. Y'all motherfuckers gonna pay for a lot of shit. Yes, you are. You gonna pay for that shit. Y'all did some fucked up shit. Then you listen to some people that started out at one point, they was talking stuff. They was talking this stuff. And you go to visit these different places and you see these different people talking different things all up on TikTok, all over here, over there. And they be talking about the wrong stuff that had happened and that eventually you was going to reap what you sow. That's why that their song mother had me to put Murphy's Law. See, it's all about her law, her universal law that was supposed to have been followed. But the law wasn't followed. Law was broken. Got us to break our own laws with our own mama. And shit got fucked up. Broke the laws with Mama Moo, Mother Universe. Broke the laws. Murphy's Law. That's why I played that song, because she wanted me to play her law. I'm waiting on Mama's law. I want Mama's law back. Got to have Mama's law. Her law must come back. It was the law of nature, where you were supposed to stay natural in her laws. We're supposed to follow the laws of Moo. That was everybody to themselves. Cat produce a cat. Dog produce a dog. If there were dogs, this plant was supposed to be with this plant. There wasn't no seedless shit. Where it came from? Fabricating wood and all kinds of foolishness, fake ass grass, plastic damn flowers, and imitation shit in bags and bottles and shit. She didn't do that shit. That wasn't her. Taken away from her nature. Now, nature can reproduce itself, but when it comes to our asses, we got to reproduce something outside of ourselves. Why? We wasn't supposed to do that. That's why when the lady was talking to me, she didn't have a body. She had a head, but she was talking to me. She was in the image of mother, but she was talking to me. I'm sitting there. She was talking to me. She was letting me know about being the head. She was formless with the body, but it was all about the head. It was all about that head. She was telling me that. And then the other lady comes to me and she says, only a God can produce the 13th element. Only a God can do that. So what was she telling me? Hey, God, you the only one that can produce yourself. Nobody else can do it but you. You are the head. That is just you. So when the man comes and says that there's a God above you, woman, no the fuck it ain't. You prehistory. You was always the God and the landlord of this land. So it had to be the wars. You just say the wars of the lords. Who the hell are the original lords here? The woman, her first man came, started to fight her, to take her shit. So then she shows me the woman king, because woman was always king. So how does a king get to be over her? How does a God man get to be over this woman? He does not get to do that shit, because he ain't above her. He never was. He ain't her damn savior, and he ain't her God. He never was. Her mama created her. So that's who she was talking to for some shit. That mama. Moo. Mother Universe, who created her daughters. Wasn't no fucking man nowhere. So we gonna stop with that bullshit. That Most High God is not our God, woman. No, the fuck he ain't. Then when you have these babies that come through your portal, you become their God. Ain't no man God over your child. That is you. Well, tell the fucking truth about this shit here. What Most High God that we need to be honoring? None. Cause he ain't never came before you. No, the fuck he did not. Hell nah, that shit didn't happen. So every time a woman give birth to a woman or a little boy or a little girl, who are you, mother? That God, because it came out of your body. He ain't had shit to do with it. You prehistorically made before any man became anything. Prehistory. His motherfucking story. Those are the words of mama. That's the truth. That's her law. Ain't no fucking man's law. That's the priesthood, the priestesshood of Melchizedek. That's the fucking truth. That priesthood don't belong to no fucking man because he's lying. Talking about some fucking great patriarch. Where the fuck is he? And where they get that name from? Patriarchal, any fucking way. Pata, Patia, Most High. That's what the fuck that mean. There is no man over you. Well, that fucking getting on your knees and shit and bowing down to something that, get the fuck out of here with that stupid shit. She said to say it the way it is. It's her law. Don't belong to nobody else. Now, who the fuck she chose to tell it? She gave it to me to say it. Because I was supposed to fucking say it. And not bite my tongue about shit. Because I ain't got a motherfucking thing here that I want or motherfucking need. I ain't got to have a website to sell nobody a fucking thing. Because I don't give a fuck about shit in this motherfucker. If I need something, I will go to her and ask my mother for what the fuck I want, because everything here belongs to her. And she made us women the heirs of her, of this here throne. It don't belong to no man. It ain't got a damn thing to do with him. This whole fucking place is feminine. Ain't never been masculine. He ain't got a nickel in this damn dime. So when they sit up there and talk about the Most High God, man, gonna give them some fucking land back, use a motherfucking lie. He can't give you what he ain't never fucking had, because it does not belong to his ass. And she said to say that shit. Tell it just like that. So when I talk to you, I'm talking my mother's truth. I ain't got time to lie to you about shit. The lying sons of bitches. I'll throw his motherfucking ass up in front of some damn body since when? Ain't never been that way. Because I done told you, woman, you are pre his fucking story before his fucking ass ever existed. That's why he couldn't finish that fucking sentence about before so and so and so, because he didn't have shit to say, because he don't know nothing about your ass. Now put my sisters right back where the fuck they came from, up on fucking high. Haughty as a motherfucker. And then they took that word and said it meant that she looked up and she was putting her head and looking down upon somebody else. That's that motherfucking Christian bullshit that they told you. And that he had to knock her down and smite her and put some scab in her fucking head. You know, let me tell you something about that 666. Now that mother said open that motherfucking shit up. You know who that 666 is? You know who the fuck they talking about? That's the mark of a woman. It ain't no fucking mark of no man. The 666 is the mark of your ass because he was the one that smited you in the top of your fucking head. It was your head. That's why you ain't got no fucking hair. That's why. That shit about I'm going to put a scab in your head. That's you, woman. It's the mark of a woman. It ain't no mark of no motherfucking man. The beast. Hell to the fucking no. Woman, that's the mark of you. That's that Greek word stigma. S-T-I-G-M-A. Stigma. They did that to us. They marked us. That's that 666. That's what I said. That fucking man bullshit will fuck you up. That ain't the priesthood of the priesthood of Melchizedek. Nah, the fuck it ain't. Because they lying. Bunch of lying sons of bitches. That's 666, the mark of your head, woman, where he said, I'm gone. This in that fucking Bible all damn day long. That's what the fuck that scripture is talking about. I'm gonna smite you in the top of your head, woman. It was you who he fucked with your crown. He didn't fuck with nobody else's head. He fucked with you. We were the only ones that had no fucking hair, and they thought that shit was funny. They took your fucking crown and fucked it. I'm gonna tell you to cover up your fucking head. For what? Why would you put a rag on your fucking head? What do you need a turban on the top of your head? You want to cover your fucking hair up. Cover up your head. Because that was your crown and your glory that your mama gave to you. So when we got to putting weaves and all kinds of shit up in our head, that's our crown of glory that they fucking tampered with. That's your 666. 6, 12, 18. 8 plus 1 is 9, ain't it? That's the sign of the woman. That ain't no sign of no motherfucking man. Hell to the no. God damn it. It ain't no sign of his motherfucking ass. Let me show you the sign of that 9, 6, 12, 18. Let me show you that motherfucker so you can know what the fuck I'm talking about. You see that? That's the 9. Tet. Talking about you. That's you, woman. 6, 12, 18. 8 plus 1 is 9. That's the sign for Tet. Guess what a Tet is? A titty. A fucking breast. That's what the Tet is. A tit. The Tatars. The Tata people. The Ta. The mama. Her. That's who they was fucking with. Talking about a sign of a man. No, baby girl. That's your sign. That's you. That they fucked with your head. And they said beast. The fucking word is east. Ain't got nothing to do with no beast. Take that motherfucking B away from there. It has something to do with the east. Ain't got nothing to do with no fucking beast. Lying sons of bitches. That's man's fucking lies, y'all. Sister. Phila, Delphia, sisterly love, ain't got nothing to do with no fucking brother. She was telling me that shit all along was just pieces missing. She had to put the shit together. And then the motherfucking man comes behind me and reiterates shit. You better stop fucking with my shit. Don't you go around me and tell my brothers and sisters that fucking lie you keep on telling them, because who the fuck are you that you can do that? Mother send me to tell her word, and then you go around and then you start fucking with shit. When you do that shit, I'm going to come right the fuck behind you and fix it. That's what the fuck I'm going to do. Fix the shit. Put it back the way she had it. Mind your motherfucking business. Stay your ass away from me. That's what you do. So that's what she wanted me to tell my sisters, the fucking truth. And not them damn lies that motherfucker keep telling. Lying bastard. And she want to play a song. So let me find the song. There's a song for this one here. It's always a song, an appropriate song for the shit. So let me find it. Fucking. Hold on a minute. Let me get it. Let me cut the thing on.
Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected.
That's all I had to say about this video. I was to let you know that whatever I say, Mother guides me. And that's all she had to say. I ain't got to justify nothing to no one, and I'm not going to. She asks me to say the things that I say, and I say Mother's words. I say Mother's truths. That's all I do. And that's all I got to say.